Hello and good evening or good afternoon whenever you are watching this, as you're watching the Thursday the 14th of September's quiz on catch up. A slightly different intro than what you'd normally get if you watch this bit normally, where we go through all the shout outs and stuff at this point. Thursday the 14th of September's quiz decided to have a bit of a wobble in the middle. YouTube for some reason decided to cut me off in the middle of round 3. In fact, it wasn't even in the middle of round 3 as I've just looked back. It was on question number 3. So what I've done here is I'm recording a little intro so that it makes a bit more sense as to why it all sort of cuts in and out, because I'm going to have to splice this together to make the quiz for you so you can still enjoy the 50 questions as you normally would. So enjoy the quiz, and I will pop back around about question 3 of round 3, where I will take over from the live Jay to come into the pre-recorded Jay to put this all together. It'll make sense when you get there. We'll see you soon. Welcome along. It is Thursday the 14th of September. There we go. I finally, at about the 5th attempt this week, got the date right. Thank you very much for joining us. 50 questions then, as always. 5 rounds for you. Grab your pens and paper. Let's start. So, to point out, entertainment very first. Very first before we get straight into it. So on Saturday night's quiz in the live chat, I put a poll up and asked if I got, getting AI to write a couple of rounds, because it's quite entertaining, as you're about to see. What round would you like AI to write for Thursday's quiz? And the over resounding answer was the entertainment round. So your entertainment round comes from ChatGPT. Double checking I didn't get shouted at. I'm not in trouble. No, I look good. Hey, you do. Question number 2. Which British rock band released the album The Dark Side of the Moon in 1973? So which British rock band released the album The Dark Side of the Moon in 1973? Yeah, that's a cracking idea. I'd be doing this every quiz and not telling anyone. Yeah, however, you'll see in a minute why. Question number 3. Who is the protagonist in the TV series Breaking Bad? So who is the protagonist in the TV series Breaking Bad? One of the questions was, what instrument does a saxophonist play? Number 4, what fictional spy is known by the codename 007? So which fictional spy is known by the codename 007? Is this why everyone picked it on Saturday? Because they sort of thought if they already tried it. I can close that down and I need to leave that open. Number 5, which hit song by the Rolling Stones this is the one. Which hit song by the Rolling Stones begins with the lyrics, I can't get no satisfaction? So which hit song by the Rolling Stones begins with the lyrics, I can't get no satisfaction? Number 6, in which sitcom does a group of friends hang out at Central Perk? Just so you know, back to me. Everything will be written by me. Oh, no, still a few more connections rounds over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, everything will be back to me from Saturday, actually. I did think about keeping the AI idea going for quite a bit longer, but yeah, it's... Number 7. In which film does Humphrey Bogart say, "Here's looking at you, kid"? So in which film does Humphrey Bogart say, "Here's looking at you, kid"? Number 8. In which decade did the Beatles become a worldwide sensation? So in which decade did the Beatles become a worldwide sensation? Who were the Beatles? Number 9. Which animated TV show follows the adventures of a scientist and his grandson as they explore the multiverse? So which animated TV show follows the adventures of a scientist and his grandson as they explore the multiverse? Oh my word. I don't know what he's doing out there, but it sounds like he's... Finally, number 10. What song by Queen begins with the lyric, "Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy"? What are you doing? So what song by Queen begins with the lyric, "Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy"? What are you breaking out there? You broke a piggy bank. All right, never mind. Okay. You're saying like, get off the Haribo. Get off the Haribo. I'm going to say hello to everybody quickly because we're in the middle of the quiz. That way. There you go.
Yeah. It's not, but it's not gonna
Right.
Super cat.
Oh, you've dropped one. Right. Right. Mwah. Love you, dude. No, you can have some Haribo in the morning. You're not having Haribo at 8:20 when you're going to bed. Not a chance. Okay. Good night. Love you. Love you. Right. Okay. Round 2 then. Art and literature for you this evening. Starting with this for number 1. In which Harper Lee book would you find the characters Boo Radley, Scout Finch, and Tom Robinson? In which Harper Lee book would you find the characters Boo Radley, Scout Finch, and Tom Robinson? Number 2, what was the first name of Rogers, the famous dance partner of Fred Astaire? So what was the first name of Rogers, the famous dance partner of Fred Astaire? Number 3, what was the name of Auguste Rodin? Sorry, start again. What was the name of the Auguste Rodin sculpture? Was it called the Drinker, the Winker, or the Thinker? Hello? Am I still there? Okay. Oh, carry on. Number 4, how many people are depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper painting? So how many people are depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper painting? Oh, apparently I'm still on. Number 5. Who wrote the scientific literature on the origin of species? Very disappointed with the NASA announcement today as well. So who wrote the scientific literature on the origin of species? I really did think that was going to be, it was going to be the moment where we went, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Number 6, in ballet, how many basic feet positions are there? Is it 1, 5, or 25? So in ballet, how many basic feet positions are there? 1, 5, or 25? Oh, Ben, you've just put Blazing Squad into my head, and now I've got their song Crossroads stuck in my head now. Number 7, which entrepreneur autobiography was entitled Losing My Virginity? So which entrepreneur autobiography was entitled Losing My Virginity? Spotify DJ's been sending me into a tiz all week while I've been working. Number 8, what was the name of Tintin's dog? So what was the name of Tintin's dog? I love it when he starts singing to himself. Number 9, who painted The Persistence of Memory and the Temptation of St. Anthony? So who painted The Persistence of Memory and the Temptation of St. Anthony? I'm just going to shut the door. Sorry. Nobody wants that annoying skibbity bob bob yes yes toilet song in your head. It's worse than Crazy Frog. Finally, number 10. The paso doble means to double what in Spanish? So the paso doble means to double what in Spanish? And so it was at this point then that it all started to go horrendously wrong as YouTube decided to cut me off. At this point, I was still thinking everything was fine. I thought everything was absolutely grand on my end. As far as I was concerned, there was no issues at all. It still said I was connected. It still said there was a few thousand people watching. So who knows what went wrong at that point. But here then are those 10 questions. It cuts off around about question 3, but I'm just going to give you the round 3 in its entirety now. So here we go. Question number 1. What is the capital of Pakistan? Oh, I should have explained. So the alphabetical round. So basically, the first letter of this question, and then the rest of them, the first letter of each answer subsequently, are in alphabetical order. So I'm not telling you where it starts. I think you get it. Number 2, who was American president when the Berlin Wall was constructed? So who was American president when the Berlin Wall was constructed? Number 3, what is the largest joint in the human body? So what is the largest joint in the human body? Number 4, because you're worth it is an advertising slogan associated with which brand? I made this joke at the time, as you because I nearly gave away. I forgot I was in the questions and not the answers. Very nearly told you what the answer was. Oh, that would just top the night off, really, wouldn't it? Because you're worth it is an advertising slogan associated with which brand? Number 5, which planet of the solar system would come third alphabetically? So which planet of the solar system would come third alphabetically? Number 6, what is the name of the clouds that produce rain or snow? So what is the name of the clouds that produce rain or snow? Number 7, Columbus is the capital of which US state? So Columbus is the capital of which US state? Number 8, 16 ounces is equivalent to 1 what? So 16 ounces is equivalent to 1 what? Number 9, what is the name of the flag carrying airline for Australia? So what is the name of the flag carrying airline for Australia? And finally, number 10, which Shakespeare play has the line, my horse, my kingdom for a horse? There's a book behind me that might actually be able to help you. Which Shakespeare play has the line, my horse, my kingdom for a horse? Train. We get an added bonus train now. Right, I'm going to hand back over to the live Jay and the rest of the live stream, but just patching that in, it won't make much sense. Well, you'll hear me wittering on about the fact that, yeah, eventually work out that YouTube was the problem this evening and not me. But yeah, I'll hand back over to the live Jay, and that is all of your questions there. Oh, it's going to be a long 20 minutes or so. Anyway, right, let me just turn that timer off so as not to confuse anyone. It's been a while since I've had a technical issue. I'm more disappointed and more really annoyed, to be honest. Where's it gone? Yeah, I'm more disappointed because I had a lovely lady called Louise Burke who was going to be giving you some questions into both of the breaks. But I don't want to, sort of throw those in tonight. So, Louise, I did see your email as well. I needed to reply to you. But I'll put you on next Thursday. So I'll keep you in reserve for next Thursday because I'm not going to bring you. I'm not going to mess about and try and put you in tonight while we're having a few minor things. Chat needs turning off on this one. I thought I had. Okay. I think we're near enough back to where we were. I would do, but I can't get in. I can't get in. Right, so because I know some of you are still on the website because I can see that live. Edit customization. That's off. Okie dokie. Right, so yeah, I think we're there or thereabouts. I think everyone's caught up. I think putting the message up there. Yeah, that's not helpful. Yeah, so I think most of you saw that. So let's go into the answers, otherwise we'll be here till Christmas tonight. That one there, and then that one there. So if you haven't got the answer, if you haven't got to the point of getting those final few questions, quickly push your button, push pause now, and fingers crossed we'll still be there in a minute. Anyway, right, let's give you the answers then to the first 30. Or 22. Here we go, number one. Who directed the 1994 film Pulp Fiction? It was Quentin Tarantino. Number two, which British rock band released the album The Dark Side of the Moon in 1973? It was Pink Floyd. Number three, who was the protagonist in the TV series Breaking Bad? It was Walter White. Number four, what fictional spy is known by the codename 007? It was James Bond. Number five, which hit song by the Rolling Stones begins with the lyrics, I can't get no satisfaction? It is I can't get no satisfaction. If you've just put satisfaction, you can have the point. It's about this way everything's going. You can have 50 out of 50 tonight if you really want. Number six, in which sitcom does a group of friends hang out at Central Perk? It is Friends. Number seven, in which film does Humphrey Bogart say, here's looking at you, kid? It was Casablanca. Number eight, in which decade did the Beatles become a worldwide sensation? It was the 1960s. Number nine, which animated TV show follows the adventures of a scientist and his grandson as they explore the multiverse? It is Rick and Morty. And finally, number 10, which song by Queen begins with the lyric, is this the real life or is this just fantasy? It is Bohemian Rhapsody. Round two with art and literature. Number one, in which Harper Lee book would you find the characters Boo Radley, Scout Finch and Tom Robinson? It's To Kill a Mockingbird. Number two, what was the first name of Rogers, the famous dance partner of Fred Astaire? It was Ginger. Number three, what was the name of the Auguste Rodin sculpture? It was the Thinker. I think the Winker was the one they were trying to make for Cristiano Ronaldo, wasn't it? Number four, how many people are depicted in Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper painting? There are 13. Number five, who wrote the scientific literature on the origin of species? It was Charles Darwin. Number six, in ballet, how many basic feet positions are there? There are 5. Number seven, which entrepreneur autobiography was entitled Losing My Virginity? It was Richard Branson. Reminds me. Number 8, what was the name of Tintin's dog? It was called Snowy. Number 9, who painted The Persistence of Memory and the Temptation of St. Anthony? It was Salvador Dali. And finally, number 10, the paso doble means to double what in Spanish? It is to double step. I'm assuming the paso means step. Not very good at Spanish, if I'm honest. And alphabetical, which is where we kind of departed shortly while I was talking to myself for quite a bit. Number 1, what is the capital of Pakistan? It is Islamabad, which meant the questions then started with the letter I. So then the next one will be J, which was John F. Kennedy, who was the American president when the Berlin Wall was constructed. Number 3, the largest joint in the human body is the knee joint. Number 4, because you're worth it is an advertising slogan associated with which brand? It was L'Oreal. Because as you can tell, I'm L'Oreal. Yeah. Number 5, which planet in the solar system would come third alphabetically? It is Mars. Done. Save. Number 6, what is the name of the clouds that produce rain or snow? It is nimbus. Number 7, Columbus is the capital of which US state? It's Ohio. Ohio. Number 8, 16 ounces is equivalent to 1 pound. Number 9, what is the name of the flag-carrying airline for Australia? It is Qantas. And finally, number 10, which Shakespeare play has the line, my horse, my kingdom for a horse? It is Richard III. Okay, tot your scores up then. Possibly 30 out of 30, possibly 21 or wherever you got cut off if you didn't manage to catch up. But yeah, so those, tot your scores up. And
get that.
oh, no, you can, yeah. Did we have any word with me now? Right, yeah, tot your scores up. Still to come, connections round and Jebra knowledge, hopefully. Let me just go into it as well. Your connections round tonight comes from Catherine Joyce. Probably a little bit later than I probably should have used this a bit earlier because it would have been a bit more relevant. But it is. Hang on. I'm going to count. Yeah, it is relevant. Well, it's not what I don't mean. It's not relevant now. It is very, very much relevant. But it would have made a bit more sense me using this a few weeks ago. That's what I mean. I think. Yeah, that's what I mean. But as always, yeah, connections around. Before we do, while you're trying to catch up and get yourselves all sorted, let me just do this. I mean, they might not even have managed to reconnect, I'll be honest. But I do want to say a big hello to Perry, but more importantly, put Perry to one side. A big, massive happy birthday to Jerry. They're at their local, the Plough in Langford. They go for every Thursday night for weekly quiz night. They have a charge on, but all the money goes to charity. And so far, they've raised over £4,000 for both local and national charities. The landlord, Andy, has been having treatment now for the last year or so for cancer, but still make sure we still have the quiz night every week. So hello to Jerry and her team, which is Jerry, Perry and Carol, which is Perry's mum. And they're known as the 50 out of 50s. And hello to everyone else in the Plough as well. So yeah, good evening to all of you guys. Hopefully you managed to pick that up. Yeah, if not, it means you've not managed to reconnect. Right, let's do this then before this all goes completely and utterly wrong. So connections round. Thank you to Catherine Joyce for this. 9 questions. Question number 10, what links them all together? Let's get straight into it. I was about to say let's get ready to rumble. That's probably not the right words right now. Let's do it. Number 1. Who had a number 2 hit in the UK in 1991 with the song Sit Down? So who had a number 2 hit in the UK in 1991 with the song Sit Down? Train. Number 2, who are the reigning men's T20 Cricket World Cup champions? So who are the reigning men's T20 Cricket World Cup champions? I've got midgies coming in now to the office as well. It's all falling apart. Number 3, what is the first name of Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne's daughter who duetted with Ozzy on the song Changes in 2020? No, not 2023, 2003 even. So what is the first name of Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne's daughter who duetted with Ozzy on the song Changes in 2003? Number 4, who was President of the United States of America between 1977 and 1981, winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002? So who was President of the USA between 1977 and 1981, winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002? Number 5, which Irish music manager was a judge on the X Factor UK? Which Irish music manager was a judge on the X Factor UK? Number 6, which alloy is formed primarily of copper and tin? So which alloy is formed primarily of copper and tin? Number 7, who presents Strictly Come Dancing with Claudia Winkleman? Who presents Strictly Come Dancing with Claudia Winkleman? Do you know what, Sophie? Congratulations! Not only have you now got message of the night, but you've just managed to just sort of break me out of this annoying sort of undertone that I've got that I'm not trying not to show. Connection before the first question, thanks to Jay's helpful round intro babble. Thank you, Sophie. It's made me smile. Number 8, what B describes something that emits a lot of light or someone who is intelligent? Clearly not me. What B describes something that emits a lot of light or someone who is intelligent? Number 9, what H is a plant of the cannabis sativa species, which can be used to make a variety of items like paper, rope, and clothing, and can also be used for medicinal and nutritional purposes. So what H is a plant of the cannabis sativa species, which can be used to make a variety of items like paper, rope, and clothing, and can also be used for medicinal and nutritional purposes. And as always, and someone said to me they actually try and time this with me so they can say it at the same time. So we'll do it in 3. Ready? 3, 2, 1. And as always, question number 10. What links all of those answers together? Am I that predictable? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I'm having a pounding at the minute. Just don't answer that. All right, let's wrap this quiz up tonight then with general knowledge. 10 random questions for you, kicking off with this. Number 1. N is the chemical symbol for which element? So N is the chemical symbol for which element? Number 2, the Rugby World Cup is currently taking place in which country? So the Rugby World Cup is currently taking place in which country? Number 3, the term European microstates refers to a set of 6 small sovereign states: Andorra, Liechtenstein, Malta, Monaco, Vatican City, and which other? So the term European microstates refers to a set of 6 small sovereign states: Andorra, Liechtenstein, Malta, Monaco, Vatican City, and which other? Number 4, which women's international football team has the nickname of the Matildas? So which women's international football team has the nickname of the Matildas? Number 5, Anzac Day broadly commemorates people who served and died in all wars, conflicts, and peacekeeping operations of Australia and which other nation? So Anzac Day broadly commemorates people who served and died in all wars, conflicts, and peacekeeping operations of Australia and which other nation? Number 6, which is the larger piece of paper, A3 or A5? So which is the larger piece of paper? Is it A3 or A5? Train. Number 7, Poseidon and Neptune were the Greek and Roman gods of what? So Poseidon and Neptune were the Greek and Roman gods of what? Okay, just to clarify, the piece of paper, when it's flat, not folded, not in a paper airplane format or anything like that. Number 8, in the USA, can a 2-term president become a future vice president? A great argument about this during the week. In the USA, can a 2-term president become a future vice president? Number 9, Vespa is a famous name with which road vehicle? So Vespa is a famous name with which road vehicle? And finally, number 10, in which part of the body would you find the radius and the ulna? So in which part of the body would you find the radius and the ulna? Right, there you have it. That is all of your questions for this evening. They are up on JVPQ. You know the drill, jvpqquestions.com. They're up there now, the final 2 rounds, if you need a recap on those. So I'm going to head straight into the second break now, which is that one there. And hang on, I need to hide that because otherwise that would confuse. That one, and I'll see you in 7 minutes. Listen, the good news is Saturdays is pre-recorded, so everything should be fine. Okay, right. Answers coming up then in just a short moment's time. So yeah, like I said, as I cut myself off on the break, yeah, Saturdays is pre-recorded, so at least that won't have a major glitch in the middle of it. But yeah, so yeah, it's been on my mind. I've just found out what it was, and it wasn't even me. It was YouTube itself, because I was just saying to Beck there in the break. So on my streaming software that I use, it gives me logs and it shows when, you know, if there's a problem disconnected or, you know, it's struggling or what have you. And the only logs on there are for this stream and a stream from about a couple of months ago, when it just lost a little bit. So there's nothing on there for tonight, and I've just gone on to, yeah, so basically for some reason YouTube decided to cut me off, and I haven't even got any like copywritten music or anything in there, so I don't know what's gone on with YouTube tonight. Thanks very much, YouTube, really appreciate it. Right, answers coming up then. Get your answer sheets together. Just before I do, I just want to say a massive good luck to Phil. I would have done this on Saturday, but it's pre-recorded. Massive good luck to Phil for Sunday. He's doing a 10k around Goodwood Motor Circuit. So wish you the best of luck with that, Phil. Talking from experience, but I'm sure you'll be absolutely 100% fine. But yeah, best of luck from all of us. Right, and anyone else who's running it as well. Right, here we go then. Let's give you the answers to these. Here we go. Number one. Who had a number 2 hit in the UK in 1991 with the song Sit Down? It was James. Number 2, who are the reigning men's T20 Cricket World Cup champions? It's England. Number 3, the first name of Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne's daughter, who duetted with Ozzy on the song Changes in 2003, was Kelly Osbourne. Number 4, who was president of the USA between 1977 and 1981, winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2002? It's Jimmy Carter. Or it was Jimmy Carter. Number 5, which Irish music manager was a judge on the X Factor UK? Louis Walsh. Look like a pop star. No, don't even do it. Number 6, which alloy is formed primarily of copper and tin? It's bronze. Number 7, Tess Daly is Claudia Winkleman's presenting partner on Strictly Come Dancing. Number 8, which bee describes something that emits a lot of light or someone who is intelligent? It is bright. Number 9, what H is a plant of the cannabis sativa species, which can be used to make a variety of items like paper, rope, and clothing, etc., etc.? It is hemp. And so what links them all together? It is the surnames of the England's women's football squad. And that's what I meant at the beginning, where I probably should have used this in August when the World Cup was on. But yeah, for some reason I pushed it back into... But anyway. So yeah, there we go. Thank you very much, Catherine, for that. So yeah, England women's football squad surnames. If you just put England women's football squad, it's absolutely fine. General knowledge number 1. N is the chemical symbol for which element? It is nitrogen, not nert. I'm just going to move on. Nitrogen. Number 2, the Rugby World Cup is taking place in which country? At the moment, it is France. Number 3, the term European microstates refers to a set of 6 small sovereign states. The one that was missing is San Marino. Number 4, which women's international football team has the nickname of the Matildas? It's Australia. Number 5, Anzac Day broadly commemorates people who served and died in all wars, conflicts, and peacekeeping operations of Australia and New Zealand. Anzac stands for Australia New Zealand Air Corps. I learned that this week. Number 6, which is the larger piece of paper? It's A3. Number 7, Poseidon and Neptune were the Greek and Roman gods of the sea. Number 8, in the USA, can a 2-term president become a future vice president? No. Now, very quickly to explain this, and I'm running way over. The reason they can't is because a president can only serve 2 terms. A vice president is second in line in the constitution or whatever it is of the USA. So should the president that they are vice president for have any issues or, you know, removed from office or dies, etc., they would automatically be sworn in as the next president, and they can't be because they've already served 2 terms. So the answer is no. Number 9, Vespa is a famous name with which road vehicle? It is scooter. And finally, number 10, in which part of the body would you find the radius and ulna? It is the forearm. Okay, right, tot your scores up then. Let's see how you got on. Let us know. Through all the chaos, there were still 50 questions there in the end somehow. But if you've ended up on the same score and need a tie-breaking question, it is this. In the poem The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, how many times does the word nevermore appear? So if a VP is sworn in as president, dies, does that count towards their term? So that's the, I think there is a glitch around that. So I think you can serve, a president can actually serve up to 10 years. So if they're a VP and they've never been president before, they can be sworn in, and they can serve they can then serve 2 terms from the next election. But I think you have to be under. I think you've got to be not. As long as you haven't done it for more than 2 years. So I think a maximum 10, from what I remember reading. But that's just off the top of my head. Anyway, right, back to this. So nearest to this gets the point. Remember, as always, if you still end up on the same score, rock, paper, scissors will separate you. The answer is 11. There you go, 11. So yeah, if you've ended up on the same score, or if you've ended like 10 and 12 or something, play rock, paper, scissors to decide who wins. Right, there we go. That is all of your questions. So looking forward to catching up with the gang and seeing some friends of the quiz who are performing as well. So it'd be nice to catch up with them as well. And then I'll be back on Thursday night. Let's hope YouTube have everything plugged in on their end for next Thursday night. Thank you very much. I know it's been a while since I've had a night like that where there's been an issue in the middle, and I do really appreciate you coming back. And so, like I said, hopefully I haven't upset you or annoyed you or frustrated you in any way, shape or form. But I'm still here, and I'll be back next Thursday. Hopefully you guys will be as well. I'll see you soon. No, maybe so that one there. I will see you soon. As always for me, take care and stay safe.